That chocolate bar in your kitchen isn't just sweet, it could be slowly poisoning. That chocolate bar you picked up at Walmart last week could contain substances that damage your child's brain. Laboratory studies from 2022 to 2025 have revealed that some of the most popular brands in the USA exceed safe levels of lead and cadmium by as much as 500%. These are the same sweets that might be sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now. They're the same treats you give your kids after dinner. I've spent weeks digging through every lab report, every consumer investigation, and every food safety warning to pinpoint 5 chocolate products you must avoid at all costs. And at the end, I'll show you exactly how to identify safe chocolate and which American brands truly deserve your trust. The data you're about to see comes from Consumer Reports, the European Food Safety Authority, the US, Food and Drug Administration, and independent laboratories that have tested chocolate sold in American stores. We're talking about heavy metals here, lead and cadmium. These substances accumulate in your body over years. You don't get rid of them. They settle in your bones, kidneys, and liver, and in children, they can cause permanent brain damage. Let's start with number 5 on our list. Lindt Excellence 85% Dark Chocolate. This is a brand that will surprise most of you. It's known for its Swiss elegance, with truffles costing upwards of $20 and a chocolate bar that promises excellence right in its name. The price suggests premium quality, and the gold packaging screams luxury. People buy this chocolate because they believe they're making the healthiest choice. After all, dark chocolate is supposed to be good for you. More cacao means more antioxidants and more health benefits, or so we all think. But since 2023, Lindt has been the subject of a class action lawsuit in the United States for excessive levels of heavy metals in their dark chocolate. Tests by Consumer Reports revealed something deeply unsettling. Lindt Excellence Dark 70% contains 116% of the safe limit for cadmium and 48% of the safe limit for lead. The 85% version is even worse, containing a staggering 166% of the acceptable limit for lead and 80% of the limit for cadmium. Lindt has tried to defend itself by claiming they never said their products were free of heavy metals. That's their actual legal defense. Consumers expect excellence, but what they get is lead and cadmium. And this is where it gets really interesting. The higher the percentage of cacao, the higher the concentration of heavy metals. Cacao plants are, quote, one, meaning they absorb lead and cadmium from contaminated soil and store these toxins in their beans. So a person who buys Lindt 85% or 99%, thinking they're choosing the healthiest option, is actually consuming the highest concentrations of these toxins. Cadmium is classified by the World Health Organization as a Class 1 carcinogen, which means it is proven to cause cancer in humans. It primarily accumulates in the kidneys and can lead to kidney failure after years of exposure. Lead, on the other hand, is a potent neurotoxin. In children under 6 years old, even low doses of lead can permanently lower their IQ by 5 to 6 points, cause attention deficit disorders and hyperactivity, and damage the hematopoietic system. The American Health Portal, WebMD, confirmed that these chocolate bars are available in basically every single store across the country. You can find Lindt products at Target, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, and countless smaller local shops. You can literally find them everywhere, and people keep buying them because the marketing is just that good. But the reality is something else entirely. Lindt operates massive, automated factories that process tons of cocoa every single day. This isn't some romantic Swiss workshop you see in their commercials. It's an industrial machine designed for one thing: generating profit. Number 4 on our list, the Alpanella Milk Chocolate by Terravita, a brand you might see in specialty European import stores. You can find it in places like Cost Plus World Market and online for about $1 to $2. The price seems like a fantastic deal, a whole bar of chocolate for less than a cup of coffee. The European-style labeling might even make you think you're getting some authentic, high-quality import. The truth, however, is much darker. The consumer watchdog site, Food Ukit, rated this chocolate as extremely low quality. They couldn't even bring themselves to call it average. The problems start right at the top of the ingredient list. Sugar is listed in the #1 spot. That means sugar is the main ingredient in this chocolate bar, not cocoa. Vegetable fat, specifically palm and shea oil, replaces the more expensive cocoa butter. The cocoa content is at the bare minimum legal level of 25%. That's one of the lowest amounts on the entire market. Then you find the emulsifier E476, also known as polyglycerol polyricinoate. This is a semi-synthetic substance that manufacturers use to cut costs. It allows for a shorter processing time and requires less of that pricey cocoa butter. Studies on animals have shown liver and kidney enlargement with long-term consumption of E476. While the substance is approved for use in food, many experts advise against eating it frequently. The ingredient list also includes an unspecified flavoring, just the word flavoring, with no further explanation. Real chocolate doesn't need artificial flavor. Real chocolate tastes like cocoa. When you see that generic word on a label, it could mean dozens of different chemical compounds used to give flavor to a product that, on its own, has none. Consumer Reports describes products like Alpanella as super cheap, store-brand bars that are chocolate in name only. This chocolate contains palm oil, even though it's packaged to look like a premium product. An investigation by the Food and Drug Administration found that roughly 1 in every 3 chocolate-style products on the American market doesn't meet the claims made on its labels. Alpanella is a perfect representative of this category. You pay for chocolate and get something that barely qualifies as such. Palm oil itself is problematic, containing about 50% saturated fatty acids. Regular consumption increases the risk of cardiovascular disease. The high-temperature refining process creates glycidyl fatty acid esters. These compounds are genotoxic and potentially carcinogenic, according to the European Food Safety Authority. That brings us to #3 on our list, Milka Raspberry Creme Chocolate from Mondelez. This one surprises people because the classic Milka Alpine Milk Bar doesn't actually contain palm oil. The original purple-wrapped bar is actually pretty decent compared to many of its competitors, but the filled versions tell a completely different story. The Milka Raspberry Creme lists palm oil high up in its ingredients. You'll also find glucose-fructose syrup, sorbitol syrup as a humectant, and red food coloring. The raspberry filling is designed to make the product feel premium. The pink color, the fruity flavor, the creamy texture, it's all there to hide an ingredient list that nutritionists warn against. That purple cow in the Alpine Meadows, it's just marketing. The reality is that Milka belongs to Mondelez, an American giant that mass-produces chocolate on an industrial scale. Have you noticed that Milka bars are getting smaller while the prices are getting higher? This strategy is called Quote 4. The company reduces the product size while keeping or even raising the price. You're paying more for less chocolate. Just look at the ingredient list on any Milka product. Sugar, cocoa butter, whole milk powder, cocoa mass, whey powder, milk fat, and soy lecithin emulsifier. That last word, flavoring, is again a problem. Flavoring can hide a whole host of chemical substances. A single Milka bar contains around 50 grams of sugar. For context, the World Health Organization recommends a maximum of 25 grams per day. One chocolate bar blows past your daily limit twice over. Mondelez invests millions in advertising every year, showing us happy families sharing chocolate, laughing children, and cozy moments. Behind these images is a highly processed industrial food product, engineered to maximize profits by minimizing costs. The company chooses ingredients based on price, not health. The glucose-fructose syrup in Milka products deserves special attention. It's a highly processed sweetener that the body metabolizes differently than regular sugar. Regular consumption has been linked to obesity, fatty liver disease, and type 2 diabetes. Children who regularly eat these products are at a higher risk for metabolic problems later in life. Coming in at #4 on our list is Kinder Chocolate from Ferrero. This brand has become synonymous with kids' candy. The happy child on the packaging, the milky filling, the individually portioned bars. Everything about Kinder screams family-friendly. Parents give them to their kids as rewards, pack them in school lunches, and hand them out at birthday parties. The marketing has been incredibly effective, but the numbers tell a different story. Kinder chocolate packs about 560 calories per 100 grams. The sugar content hovers between 50 and 52 grams per 100 grams. That means over half the product is pure sugar. The fat content is around 35 grams, of which a whopping 21 grams are saturated fats. Palm oil makes an appearance on the ingredients list, and the cocoa content, a measly 13%. Ferrero is the only major candy company in America that stubbornly refuses to eliminate palm oil from its products. While big names like Hershey's, Mars, and Ghirardelli have moved away from it or never used it in their flagship chocolates, Ferrero has spent millions on ad campaigns to defend it. The reason is simple: money. Palm oil costs about $800 per ton. Sunflower oil is around $845. But cocoa butter, that'll set you back over $3,000. Ferrero consistently chooses the cheapest option, regardless of the health consequences for your family. During the high-temperature refining process for palm oil, harmful compounds called glycidyl fatty acid esters are formed. These compounds are genotoxic and carcinogenic, meaning they can damage your DNA and cause cancer. The levels of these contaminants in refined palm oil are 6 to 10 times higher than in other vegetable oils. The European Food Safety Authority has issued specific warnings about this very issue. Children under 3 years old are at the highest risk. And remember what happened in 2022? Ferrero had to recall a massive batch of Kinder products from stores across the USA due to a salmonella outbreak traced back to their factory in Arles, Belgium. Salmonella causes severe gastrointestinal infections, leading to fever, violent diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and dehydration. For small children and the elderly, it can be fatal. The outbreak led to 134 reported cases in children across Europe, with 63 of those in the United Kingdom alone. The recalled products included the Kinder Surprise Maxi, Kinder Chocolate, and various seasonal gift packs. A test conducted in March of 2025 revealed that the Kinder Surprise Egg is the product with the highest price per pound, coming in at a staggering $35. It also had the lowest cocoa content at just 14.5% and the highest saturated fat content at 24.1%. You're paying more for less cocoa and more harmful fats. Kinder's commercials paint a picture of happy families gathered around the breakfast table, smiling kids, sunny mornings. But behind these carefully crafted images lies a very different reality. Cheap palm oil is marketed as a premium ingredient. Artery-clogging, saturated fats are hidden in a product aimed at children. This is a company that would rather pour millions into advertising than actually improve the quality and safety of what they sell. And now, for number one on our list, the chocolate product that outdoes all the others in the worst way possible. It's Fannie Mae's Pixies, now owned by the conglomerate Ferrero. This brand has been an American institution for generations. The Chicago-based chocolatier is a landmark known to families across the Midwest. Their chocolates have survived decades of change, and for over 100 years, Fannie Mae represented a proud American candy-making tradition. The name itself carries a heavy emotional weight for millions of Americans. Grandparents gave boxes of Pixies to their grandchildren. They were a staple at every family celebration and holiday gathering. But since 2017, Fannie Mae has been owned by Ferrero, an international corporation worth billions. The company claims it upholds the highest quality standards, but independent tests tell a different story. Fannie Mae's Pixies received a Nutri-Score of E. That's the worst possible rating you can get. A look at the ingredients list reveals why. Glucose syrup, high fructose corn syrup, regular sugar, and an inverted sugar solution are all used as sweeteners. The product also contains PGPR, an emulsifier, and potassium sorbate, a preservative. The nutritional information per 100 grams shows between 441 and 449 calories and a staggering 48 grams of sugar. That's equivalent to about 10 teaspoons of sugar in one small box of those chocolate-covered marshmallows. A quality control inspection by the FDA revealed that about 25 to 30% of the tested chocolate batches showed irregularities in their composition or labeling. Common deceptions include marketing products as quote underscore 8 underscore when they're mass-produced, using organic labels without certification, false information about the country of origin, and claiming higher percentages of key ingredients than are actually present. When you buy these marshmallow treats, you're paying for an American tradition, you're paying for childhood memories, you're paying for a name your grandparents trusted. But that tradition costs more than you think, and your body is the one footing the bill. The high fructose corn syrup in these treats is particularly concerning. This sweetener is linked to numerous health problems, including obesity, insulin resistance, and fatty liver disease. Unlike regular sugar, fructose goes straight to the liver for processing. Excessive consumption overloads the liver and leads to fat accumulation. While the preservative, potassium sorbate, is generally considered safe, combining multiple additives in a single product raises questions about their cumulative effects. The human body simply wasn't designed to process these synthetic compounds on a regular basis. 4 simple rules can help you choose safer chocolate from now on. Rule number 1, read the ingredients. The good dark chocolate should only contain 3 ingredients: cocoa mass, cocoa butter, and sugar. If you see palm oil, other vegetable fats, or generic flavorings, put it back on the shelf. Rule number 2, check the cocoa percentage. For dark chocolate, look for a minimum of 70%. But remember the paradox. A higher percentage can potentially mean more heavy metals unless the manufacturer specifies low contamination sources. Rule number 3, look for the origin information. The best companies tell you exactly where their cocoa comes from. Regions like Venezuela, Ecuador, and Madagascar are known for high-quality beans. Transparency about sourcing indicates a company that genuinely cares about quality. Rule number 4, don't trust rock-bottom prices. Quality chocolate costs money. You can't expect excellence for $2 a bar. If the price seems too good to be true, there's a compromise somewhere that you can't see. Great American alternatives do exist. TCHO is a Berkeley, California-based company that controls the entire process from bean to bar. They use only certified, low heavy metal cocoa from trusted plantations. Another fantastic craft brand is Theo Chocolate, based out of Seattle, which focuses on transparency in both its ingredients and sourcing, ensuring you know exactly what you're eating. Small local chocolate makers often offer tastings and show you their entire production process. Look for certifications like Fair Trade and USDA Organic. These require regular testing and rigorous quality control. Chocolate. Truly a food of the gods, but only when it's done right. Now let's dive into something a bit less sweet but equally important for your grocery list: breakfast sausages. We decided to put a few popular brands to the test, and the results were frankly pretty eye-opening. We picked up some Johnsonville Lynx, a pack from Jimmy Dean, and even a store brand from Kroger to see how they stacked up. We're looking for that perfect blend of savory flavor, a satisfying snap, and of course, ingredients that won't make you second-guess your breakfast choices. We started with the Kroger brand breakfast sausages, which come in at a very budget-friendly price of around $4 a pack. The label proudly states, "Made with USA pork," but a closer look at the ingredients list reveals a few red flags. Mechanically separated chicken is high on the list, which is never a great sign. It also contains potato starch, soy protein isolate, and a host of artificial flavorings and preservatives. This is a classic example of a product designed to be cheap, not necessarily good. When we cooked them, the sausages released a surprising amount of water and fat, shrinking significantly in the pan. The texture was a bit rubbery and spongy, lacking that hearty, meaty bite you want in a good sausage. The flavor was overwhelmingly salty, with a faint